Virtual Rudder Feedback for the NAC-2 computer, for this outboard that doesn't have the real rudder feedback, no sensors. Yeah, virtual, is it good? How it works? Well, actually, this is part number 3. In the previous part number 2, we found a bug of commissioning between NAC and autopilot pump in the procedure of virtual rudder feedback calibration. And here we try to define if we can live with that bug, if we can use it, and how it understand where is the center, where is the lock. So, but the most important, if we can live with that bug that we found in the part number 2. Well, guys, I continue introduction. If you are going to skip this to some chapter, then probably you don't have this problem. If you do have this problem, I highly recommend to watch everything. I will now explain what will happen next. So, and I remind you that this autopilot set can work perfectly. And it was after winter installation. It has been working perfectly without any settings. I was so surprised. And then something has happened with the autopilot. I think it was broken. It's still on research. So I replaced everything, and I met this bug of calibration that I didn't met recently in the first winter installation. So, and after that bug, I start tuning the autopilot again. I got very bad behavior from this. So, and then I got again a good straight steering. So I'm going to share this. But first, so from the previous part, after the bug, I decided to test what will happen when the board is here. I pushed the autopilot button and see what happens. I put a voice over on that video, and then we will come back here. So I enabled autopilot, and what is happening here? I don't understand, because coordinate are not from the GPS, they are from the compass, precision 9, so they should be quite solid. I mean, that should remain the same, but why the outboard does this movement, I'm not sure. Well, now it stay on the place, yeah. Well, not very clear. Guys, we come back here. So if you are wondering about this ruckus, so it's because I'm sitting here on the chair replacing hooks on the wobblers, and just easy to make a video here between everything that I screened before. So, well, you have seen the behavior. Now the next, I will put starboard, and we will see what will happen. You can imagine when I do it here. So, and I give direction, autopilot trying to rotate the outboard, but board remains on the same course. So it tries to communicate with the precision 9, which is somewhere there in the middle, and it doesn't give new direction. So what will happen? And I also measure currents in that situation. So we just watch. Then we do some conclusions, probably. guys, that was quite terrible. Yeah, so especially at the end when I set to the starboard and it's trying to starboard, but because we are fixed, angle doesn't change, but when it hit the lock it continued to try. We have seen some current here. We need to analyze what exactly was the current. And guys, yeah, but I am not quite sure that this was about the calibration for the rudder angle in the zero, and I'm pretty sure now I need to take all this stuff with me and try in the water to see what will happen, but it's quite odd. You have seen it reached the lock and it continued trying to change the course, yeah? And we have seen some current, but it's not now our issue now. So guys, but why it doesn't know that it reached the lock? I don't know. So I don't know, is that because of the bug and it didn't calculate how much time it needs to steer till the lock? I don't know the algorithm. So is it about the time or something else? Because it communicates with the Precision 9 compass. It should know direction, yeah, so it doesn't change. So, well, guys, I repeat myself. So I just don't know how it works. Is it okay behavior when we are here, when we don't change the course? So we will do this on the water. But next, I will show you some, let's say, frustrations that I have. I was trying to make the procedure of centering the virtual feedback, the rudder actually, like you have to do on the water. So, and what has happened, probably I mentioned GPS, but guys, no, GPS doesn't take part here. It's all with the Precision 9 compass, so no GPS in that situation. So if I mentioned this, it was wrong. Let's watch, and probably then we go to the lake. Oh, well, guys, I think probably that is how you can set the middle, yeah, as you have seen in the autopilot installation for sea trial. In my understanding, when you set 0 here now, when we are not moving and we actually do the center for the outboard and no changes here, we confirm that is center. And in my understanding, in that case, it matches this heading angle and set it as the 0. You can see no movements. Yeah, so that is 0. That's how it do 0 in my understanding. When we do some movements, then probably we cannot do it this way. Well, it's a little bit cumbersome to understand this virtual feedback actually, but now it's hold, but it is GPS. When it start, well, it stays now. So yeah, guys, I'm pretty sure that that's how you can do the center, and the calibration a little bit about different, but I still don't know how it knows where the outboard is in the lock position, in the biggest possible position. Does it come from the calibration output or not? That's the question. Yeah, guys, I'm in the lake. I recorded about settings, but the phone overheated. You can see 23 Celsius now. Yeah, so I will tell you later. I will explain you later. I wasn't so amazed like after the first installation in winter time. Well, I hope I remembered what I need to tell you. Right now I set auto after some settings, and I am monitoring with my rig how often and what exact voltage it applies. Well, it's PW modulation, so the voltmeter is not the best option to monitoring this, but it's okay. It's okay. So we can see about 6 volts, and quite often I am not satisfied with this. It's not like after the first installation without any settings. So I will be trying this weekend, and I will record later, but just now, right now, I show you how I use my rig. I don't know, was it already in this video or in another video? So, but you can hear the pump, yeah, how often it does steering. Yeah, but let's see, and you will see it soon, I think. Well, guys, and actually by this voltage I wanted to show you that it's apply plus and minus the same voltage, in our case about 6 volts. So the bug is there, yeah, for sure, the bug about during calibration, that it doesn't apply the same voltage in the opposite direction, yeah, but during normal operation it does. So it's exactly like the bug was described somewhere. I'm still researching where I have seen it. Yeah, sorry, I need to control everything. Yeah, you can hear the pump, you can hear how often it applies this. And guys, I think I can tell you about what I did initially. Initially, when I started, I come to the water, I put auto, and it become zigzag like crazy. Well, I don't know what was it. So then I decided, okay, I will go and do autopilot installation, see trial, Autotrim. Yeah, I did it. So it does few zigzags, and it set crazy settings that didn't help. Yeah, again. So then I changed these settings myself. First, by the way, I set here the minimum 50% manually, yeah, without any calibration output. And actually we see this 50% is about 6 volt, and we see 6 plus minus it applies. So it's the minimum that applies, and maximum, I don't know in which circumstances it will use the maximum. I set 70. Okay, we do steering on 6 volts. It can do so, and that is where the rig comes very convenient, because you first can test, as I did. I don't remember, was it in this video, as I did. So what percentage is still rotating the outboard, yeah? So you can test it, and you can know, and you can manually set it, so you don't actually need calibration. The only things why you need the calibration. It's to detect the direction, to apply the voltage either directly or reversed, so that starboard will be starboard, port will be port. So that's the only things. Then you can change it, the outputs here. And okay, and then we come to the virtual rudder feedback, which is still a huge concern for me, and I still don't understand it pretty well. For example, here we see now in seat trial we see set rudder 0. Well, I do steering with the wheel, yeah, it changed something here. Okay, when I see my outboard centered, then I click OK here. Yeah, I don't know what it does, because guys, here in the calibration, so we see another rudder calibration again, and here it asks me not the center but make a max starboard, and when I do this my board start rotating 360 degrees, and I don't understand what I see here. It's like 8, 10, very slowly. I did a lot of rotation, but it's slowly. And when I click next, it seems that it says put here what you see here. I did it when I have seen 13, and I set and the same on the opposite side, but I don't understand this number. I still don't get the idea behind the rudder feedback and what it is. Once again, so you set the maximum starboard, and you can imagine your board start rotating, but you don't see any crazy here like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 630. No, so I really don't know what is that. So but it looks like but it is, you don't care about, in the calibration you don't care about rudder, in my understanding, because it's something else. So the calibration, in my understanding now, is needed just for direction, just to detect direction. So it's more or less now works, operating well. In my opinion, it's oversteering, too much steering, too often. Yeah, I'm monitoring the temperature of the pump, because last time it overheated for some reason and everything was broken, and I don't know what yet. Was it the autopilot pump or something else? Now I have a transparent pipe and I have temperature meter. I can check it anytime. So I will check what material I recorded and what I'm talking about, because I don't actually remember, and then I will do conclusion. But you got the point, I think, about the bug, about something else. You decide what you got, what kind of point you got. Well, I reviewed this part about all my frustrations with settings and what I said there. Well, explanation is so-so, I understand it. But guys, if you don't understand something, just ask me, because I decided I'm going to record last part number 4 with summary about all parts, and maybe I will try to make some script for that, because I usually recording, not usually, but always without any scripts. So if you say me something like what you didn't understand and what you want to know, then I probably include this in the last part. Well, I'm testing today. It's quite good condition for the test because of quite strong wind and waves. I have tested on 7 kilometers and now I have 3.8 in the navigation mode, and well, it's okay. What I found that okay, I need to make installation. I need to disable autopilot to show you installation. I don't want to do this now. So I set minimum and maximum output, minimum 50, maximum 60. So in my opinion, when I had 70 maximum here, it's oversteering. It makes too much movements, a lot of movements. So, and here in low speed profile, of course, the most two important settings are rudder gain and counter rudder. Both of them make a lot of changes in the behavior. Autotrim, well, I didn't get the point yet, so I don't see actually much difference, it seems, but here it is. So, and you cannot find the best one. So in any conditions, in different conditions, you will have different settings. So now I have 0.25 for 4 kilometers per hour, and there I have 1 second. Yeah, I tried big value like 8, small value. Yeah, it affects a lot. The same with the rudder gain. So, but automatic configuration doesn't help much. It cannot make really nice movement. So I believe these two settings will need to change every time. However, as I told you, I think that here in maximum and minimum output, it is important to have lower values. Okay, let me show the settings again. They are here, like minimum 15 and maximum 60. So at the moment they work well. Let's try to do a little bit faster, about 9 maybe kilometers, and let's see how it copes with this speed. So we see it's steering perfectly straight, and this speed seems to be better for this profile, for these settings that we just have seen. Well, actually, when I set this straight on that speed, we hold the course even without autopilot, with autopilot disabled, and I'm pretty sure, not pretty but sure, fully, that this is because of the hydraulic. Previously I had mechanical steering here, and no, I couldn't dream about that steering. Hydraulic steering with check valves, so we set the wheel and the outboard doesn't move, so current or any water movement, they don't affect it. So one of the benefits of this hydraulic steering. That's why for autopilot it's also easy to do steering in these conditions. Well guys, you have seen it works more or less, and next was tests with some speed. But because I do mainly trolling, I don't need autopilot on the speed, so I don't want to include it in this video. Probably I will dedicate another video for this subject, because it was mainly about virtual feedback, about the bug, if we can live with this bug of calibration from the second part, and actually about settings that we didn't expect to cover settings. And now guys, I will include what happened later, close to the night, to midnight, and let's see, and then make some conclusion. Guys, look, now it's 1 AM, 3.2. I'm going against the strong wind, as you can hear for sure. You can. So thunder or walleye or pike perch was taken out from the water, and yeah, autopilot steering. So I do nothing. It's extremely convenient in this situation, yeah. So, and what settings do I have? So I can show you. At the moment I have well, that is not so important. Rudder gain I have 0.25. Then I have Autotrim, which is about exactly these things, like changing current or wind affecting your steering. So I have 0.03, and no, I don't want to change it. So, and counter rudder I have 1 second. That's it. I don't want to break my what I wanted to say. I don't want to stop navigation and show you installation, but there you have seen in this video, I think that I had minimum 50, maximum 60 there. So it does job even in 2.2 kilometers against the strong wind right now. Yeah. Well guys, you have seen, so it was a huge help from the autopilot in these conditions for me when I prepared for departing from the lake. So, and you have seen some settings, some you didn't, and I will do this for you. I will go now there and show you the settings. They remain the same from that last trip. Ooh. Guys, you have seen all the settings. These are 5, was it 5 main settings? Yeah, about output that you do during usually calibration, but after that I said it myself. It was all covered in this video. If you didn't notice, I don't know why. So, and these are 2 main settings: rudder gain, counter rudder, auto trim, somehow I'm still learning and trying to understand. So, but these settings that you have seen, they are based on my winter installation. After winter installation, I got about these settings and everything was so perfect. The only things I had to change in some stronger wind, this one, I think it was, I made it a little bit higher. So I remembered them, because when I was trying after that all new installation, go and do this installation C trial and Autotrim, it turned to be quite bad settings, extremely bad. It didn't work at all, so I don't know. It's usually, yeah, you know, artificial intelligence is always usually bad. Yeah, I'm a little bit old school guy. Nobody is old school anymore. Cringe? No, I don't remember what was the new slang for young generation. So yeah, you will play mainly with this. You have seen maximum output. It affects a lot. Again, you have seen this in this video, but you can do this only when in the standby mode. But during steering, you can change rudder gain and counter rudder. Try and see. So sometimes it didn't apply it straight away. So in some cases it did. In some cases I put standby and then auto, and then it started working. Probably another bug. Yeah. So, but guys, if you set it correctly and find the good settings for your board, in my case it's 5 meters board, fiberglass, you have seen it many times, but if you find the best settings for your board, you can even watch football.
Siitä karkaa Andersenilta siinä nähdään, että selkä jo ehti hiukan suoristua, mutta tuo viimeisten oli sitten takuuvarma, tarkka sijoitus. Molemmat Saksan maalit samaan kulmaan, ihan sinne tolpan juureen. Benjamin Henriksille myös ensimmäiset minuutit tässä turnauksessa. Florian Wirtz pääsee niin ikään kentälle. Musiala sekä
if it's legal in your country. Remember, likes and subscriptions, and let's see you in the last part where I will include things that you want to see.